This is my son. He's 22 months old in this photo. He has no idea where he is. He doesn't know the mountain behind him is called Rainier, and that it's one of the most dangerous volcanoes in the United States, and that it sits inside one of 59 national parks. He definitely doesn't know that this is the first day of a 13-year journey that's going to take him and his sister to 52 of them, and counting. But I didn't know that either. In 2013, my wife Dimple and I were living in Seattle. We had moved out from Boston so I could take a job with Amazon, always planning to come back, but wanting to experience the Pacific Northwest while we could. That February, our daughter Dakota was born. Our son Colton wasn't even 2 yet, so we had 2 kids under 2. So one day, I took Colton and drove him to Mount Rainier National Park, partly because I'd always loved the outdoors, but mostly to get him out of the house and give my wife a break. I knew he wouldn't remember any of it, but I also knew that if you start something early enough, it gets into a kid's DNA. It becomes who they are, not just something they did. Washington has 3 national parks. Over the next year, Colton made it to all 3. Dakota was still a baby, so she made it to 1. She'd end up missing 5 of the early parks, and we'll revisit that later. There were 59 national parks in the United States at the time. 59's a big number, but it's not an impossible number. What if we just kept going? What if both of them grew up in these places? The first few trips happened naturally. A park here, a park there, whenever we could make it work. But it didn't take long before I started planning, really planning, mapping out which parks we could combine into a single trip, which years we needed to hit which regions, how to get to all of them before the kids went off to college. There are spreadsheets. There have always been lots and lots of spreadsheets. In 2015, Colton and I went to Florida and visited 3 parks: Biscayne Bay, the Everglades, and Dry Tortugas National Park. He was 4, Dakota was 2 and too young to make the trip, so she missed all 3. Those were 3 of the 5 parks she'd need to go back for. But every park Colton visited, we knew Dakota would get to eventually. Her list was running parallel to his from the very beginning. We went to Virginia, Ohio, Arkansas, the Dakotas. In South Dakota, Colton broke his arm. And of all the places it could have happened, hiking a canyon, scrambling on rocks, nope, he tripped over a parking barrier at a grocery store. And when we went to the emergency room for his arm, Dakota got so slap happy waiting in that emergency room that she told me she wanted to chomp me.
I want to chomp you.
Oh. Utah, Texas, Colorado. Every year we added more parks, and every year both kids changed. They got taller. They started having opinions about which parks were next. They stopped being passengers on my trips and started being partners in something. In 2020, we went to Gateway Arch. We love Gateway Arch as a National Historic Site, but when you put it next to the Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, and Yosemite, the kids have thoughts. We all have thoughts. And then there was Yellowstone, our favorite park. All 4 of us went, Dimple included, and we spent a week there. The terrain changes so dramatically from one part of the park to the next that it feels like you're visiting 5 or 6 parks at once. After 3 days, Dakota turned to me and asked, "How many parks have we been to so far on this trip?" That's when I knew this was in her DNA too, not just something Dad makes them do. Something she actually feels. Glacier Bay is a close second for the kids and me. You fly 7 minutes on a full-size airliner from Juneau, the shortest flight we've ever taken, and you're in one of the most remote and beautiful places in the country. We watched whales from the shoreline. We watched the sun set over the mountains. It's the kind of place that makes you feel very small in the best possible way. I've been to a lot of beautiful places over the past 13 years, but the Grand Canyon is the only one that's ever made me choke up. I still don't fully understand why, but something about standing at the edge of it, the scale of it, just hit different. Some parks are harder to get to than others. Two of them, Gates of the Arctic and Kobuk Valley, are above the Arctic Circle in Alaska. No roads, no entrance gates. The only way in is to charter a small plane, so that's what we did. Just me, Colton, Dakota, and a pilot. At one point during the flight, the pilot reached behind his seat and pulled out a handgun. Turns out he keeps it for protection because he also charters for hunters, and some of the villages up there don't take kindly to that. Welcome to the Arctic. Not everything was that dramatic. One time, Dimple and I were driving 3 hours to Bryce Canyon with both kids. About 90 minutes in, she looked in the back seat and realized neither of them was wearing shoes. There are no stores out there. We contemplated letting them do the hikes barefoot, but instead we turned around, drove all the way back, and tried again. 6 hours of driving for a shoe check we should have done in the driveway. This journey hasn't always been easy, and I don't just mean the logistics. In 2021, my brother passed away. He was one of my two best friends, him and a guy named TJ. The three of us had been close for decades, since we were kids. We had invited my brother to come with us on our next trip, to get away for a while. He was gone before the trip happened. A month later, we went anyway. Great Smoky Mountains, Mammoth Cave, New River Gorge. He would have wanted us to keep going. I do know that. During one of the days on that trip, a black bear walked across our deck. And then that night, a raccoon tried to scale the side of our cabin like he was auditioning for a movie. The kids thought both were hilarious. There's something about being in nature, away from everything, that helps you carry things that feel impossible to carry at home. That trip didn't fix anything, but it did remind me that my family was right there and that we still had parks to visit. We kept going through COVID, through long drives, through a wildfire that shut down a park in Lassen while we were still hiking in it. We came back to the RV and found a note from the park rangers telling us to leave. Through my dad joining us on that RV trip when I caught COVID on the road, through Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, which the kids renamed Dallas-Fart Worst when they were little, and honestly, the name has held up. 52 parks down, 11 to go. Acadia, Virgin Islands, Isle Royale, Voyagers, Katmai, Lake Clark, Kenai Fjords, Glacier, Haleakala, Hawaii Volcanoes, American Samoa. Some of these are close. We live near Acadia. We could drive there this weekend if we wanted to. Some of them are far. American Samoa is a 14-hour flight and the hardest of all 63 to reach. And some are in between. We're going to Glacier this summer. Alaska again next summer for 3 more. Then Isle Royale and Voyagers. Then Hawaii and American Samoa. My son starts college in the fall of 2029. That gives us 3 summers to finish his 63. My daughter is 2 years behind him, and she still has 5 parks to make up from when she was too young. So after Colton finishes, Dakota and I are going back for hers. Both of them are going to complete all 63. That's the mission. We've talked about it as a family. The kids know the timelines. They help me plan the trips now. This isn't something I'm dragging them to anymore. It's something we're finishing together. Completing all 63 national parks with both of my kids is personally the biggest goal of my life. I've run a marathon, I've co-authored a book, I have a master's degree from MIT, and I know that when we stand in that 63rd park together, I'll be more proud of that moment than any of those other things. Because this isn't about checking off a list. It's about giving my kids something they'll carry with them long after the trips are over. An appreciation for nature, for how fragile and resilient it can be, for what it feels like to stand somewhere that makes you feel very small in the best possible way. None of this would be possible without my wife Dimple. She has supported this mission for 13 years. She's selective about the trips she joins us on, but when she does join us, she loves it. Yellowstone's her favorite park too, and I'm sure she's not going to miss Hawaii. She's earned the right to pick every vacation destination after Park 63. There'll be beach resorts. I've accepted this. 52 down, 11 to go. This is a wild legacy. Every episode will tell the story of a park, the geology, the wildlife, the ecosystems, the history, along with our family's experiences exploring the parks. We'll tell you what we thought were the best trails, when to visit, what to maybe even skip, and then some pointers that will help you plan your trips. If you want to follow the journey to all 63, please subscribe. Next episode, we're going back to where it all started, Mount Rainier.